Okay. Hi, this is Ice Wizards 3. Currently, it is March the 25th, 2026. Okay, so I just got through watching Darren Indyke's deposition, um Richard Kahn's deposition, and I also watched Mr. Joshua's update on his prediction about the prophecy of the rapture happening on September 23rd or 24th, and basically he moved the date again. So I guess the bombshell, I'm gonna start off like this in regards to the Darren Indyke deposition, was the fact that apparently there were some hard drives that were missing from Epstein's computer, I believe, all the way back when, and people were concerned about it. And so come to find out, Darren Indyke, he said that there were some private investigators that actually got those hard drives. So maybe that was the bombshell that the astrologer was showing inside in the sky, looking at the new moon eclipse that happened on March 18th, 2026 at 8:24 p.m. Anyway, in regards to Richard Kahn, really in regards to both of these depositions or whatever, in regards to Richard Kahn and Darren Indyke, because just know that Richard Kahn, he was subpoenaed to testify on March 11th, 2026, and Darren Indyke was subpoenaed to testify on March 19th, 2026. So the what I learned from these two depositions is that I had the wrong friends. Epstein left, reportedly or allegedly, or my opinion, because I'm paraphrasing right now, left Darren Indyke $50 million in I believe an LLC or a trust fund or whatever. And I'm just like, and apparently Richard Kahn and I think also Jeffrey Epstein, I think they're both Jewish. And so I'm like, is this how the Jews get down? Do they have a are there black Jews? As a matter of fact, I'm going to Google that right now. Are there black Jews? Because I'm like, I want to change my dog on religion or whatever. How do I get into this club so that I can be getting some kind of money? I mean, where do I apply for these kind of jobs? I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Richard Kahn, right? He said that his salary was $185,000 a year, and it fluctuated. Sometimes it was less. He got a pay cut, but sometimes it was more, and it was like 265,000. That's at 180,000 a year, and it fluctuated. Sometimes it went down, sometimes it went up. And then he said one time it was he made $265,000 in a year. So where do I apply for these jobs at? Where do I go to apply for these jobs? Okay, because I'm like, this how the Jews get down. I need some new friends. I need to change my religion. I need to change something. Anyway, let me pause a second to Google. Is there such thing as a black Jew? Is there such thing as a black Jew? Pause. So apparently there are black Jews. I might have a chance to get in on this cash cow. Anyway, so let's see here. Not only that though. I mean, pretty much Richard Kahn, he said that Epstein loaned him $3 million, even though Richard Kahn only made $180,000 a year working with Epstein, reportedly and allegedly, and from what I can discern from his deposition. So how is he going to pay it back, the $3 million back? So that's one. Two, when Epstein died, apparently, well, the $3 million that Richard Kahn owed Epstein, apparently he didn't have to pay it back, or he doesn't have to pay it back, apparently, reportedly and allegedly. And I'm paraphrasing because I'm like, look, it's a lot of information that I watched both Darren Indyke's depositions and Richard Kahn's depositions, and Mr. Joshua's update on his prophecy in regards to the rapture. And so that's over like 13 hours of video content. Anyway, now I guess I get why those two depositions were not, those two depositions in regards to Richard Kahn and Darren Indyke were not released sooner. It's because I believe on March the 11th, when Richard Kahn was deposed or whatever, he mentioned Darren Indyke roughly about over 7 times, it seems like, or roughly around that number of times. So it's like you, being that this is like an investigation, and being that these people were going to be under subpoena, you didn't want to release that deposition, and then Richard Kahn will get a heads up in regards to what he can say and what he cannot say, or they're trying to set up and like get some information out of him. And if he trips up or whatever, they would have had Richard Kahn on one of them would mess up the other. So that's why the depositions were not released sooner. And it seems like they waited until after Darren Indyke was after he spoke, because I can't talk right. I'm tired. They waited till after he finished his deposition to finally release those depositions. So again, it seems like the big news in regards to what the astrologer was trying to show was that there were hard drives that Epstein did have that may have additional information in regards to this whole situation, possibly Bill Clinton. Because like I said, Bill Clinton is going through the same astrology as the Monica Lewinsky scandal. Let's see here. Now again, I did say that on March the 14th, Hillary Clinton, her progressed moon made an aspect to, I believe, her Pluto. And on March the 15th, 2026, a transit Mercury in the sky conjoined transit Mars in the sky. And I said that does usually lead to huge revelations in regard to Epstein, Prince Andrew, internet outages, and Virginia Frey. And what I did not notice was that days later there was going to be a new moon / eclipse that was going to be exactly conjunct Hillary Clinton's natal moon. And that eclipse, that new moon happened at roughly 8:24 p.m. On March the 18th. And so it seems like what it led to was Darren Indyke's deposition, where he revealed that there were investigators that collected Epstein's hard drives. Now, me thinking about it, I don't think that Congress nor the DOJ would have released this deposition to the public unless they already had the hard drives, or they had some kind of something in regards to the hard drives. Because that's sensitive information. So maybe it's not as important as it seems, but that is just new Epstein information. So let me pause a second. Okay, so besides that, I mean, looking at Richard Kahn's deposition or whatever, we pretty much got a more of a look into Epstein's finances. Like, I think Richard Kahn or Darren Indyke, I forgot which one now. It was Richard Kahn. He said that Epstein, he spent roughly $25 to $30 million a year on gifts and, well, just his lifestyle. 25, let me pause a second. So $25 to $30 million a year, just doing what he did. I'm like, how do I get in on this club? Like, for real. I'm like, well, he trafficking little girls. I'm like, I'm not finna even. Anyway, I'm just saying. So Darren Indyke, he may end up with $50 million after everything is said and done in regards to Epstein's estate. And what he was making a year, I mean, I forgot how much, but it was a lot. I'm like, this is how the Jews get down. I'm not saying that I have anything against Jews or anything. I'm just saying, I'm like, man, I'm in the wrong club. Like, I'm in the wrong. They got some black Jews. I had to research some black. I had to research black Jews and Judaism. Shit. He said Epstein, he had a reported net worth of $600 million, but it could be more or less. So it's crazy. And then you had also pretty much these Democrats still trying to set up and associate Donald Trump with Jeffrey Epstein. And even inside, on the day that Richard Kahn was deposed or whatever, they try to make it seem like Donald Trump, he was inside of Epstein's circle. And the deposition, it clearly showed that Richard Kahn, he said that Epstein mentioned Donald Trump in relation to the political sphere, not his social sphere. So it's like they all I can say is that pretty much they're not going to be too happy when things really play out, and that's going to be around like May, June and July, 2026, because that's when Bill Clinton, he will have the same exact astrology. Well, he's going through all of it now, but by July the 20th, 2026, that's going to be the same astrology as the end of Bill Clinton's impeachment that happened all the way back in 1998. Excuse me. Anyway, I'm trying to see what else I want to add to this video. So I'm not just jumping up and down and saying, yeah, I was right, my prediction came true and all those stuff, whatever, because we won't know until something comes up in regards to the hard drives. And like I said, it's probably not that important, because if the DOJ, if they heard this, they would not have let this deposition get released, or they would have probably tried to get their hands on those hard drives before this deposition was released to the public. Anyway, so yeah. Oh yeah, and Darren Indyke, he did say that he had no idea where the hard drives were, or what were contained in those hard drives. He didn't know nothing. He just knew that those hard drives were removed. So like I said, it seems like it's a bombshell, but I like results, and so that's a hint. That's like a sniff. That's like a direction to follow. But I'm just waiting on the results. Like I said, so let me see. Is there everything I want to talk about in regards to the update in regards to those depositions and the March 18th eclipse and the March 14/15th astrology that happened inside the Hillary Clinton's chart? Let me pause a second. Oh, and I apologize for the lighting. It's like, what time is it right now? It is 7:20 p.m. Right? Yeah, 7:20 p.m. And so it's dark here, and I'm working with what I got. So hopefully the lighting isn't too bad. But anyway, let me pause a second to make sure to see if I got everything I need to get to put inside this video in regards to this update. So let me pause for a second. Okay, so I did say this in my last video, but James Comey, he was indicted, I believe on conspiracy charges, on March 19th as well. And it's crazy that in Darren Indyke's deposition, he did mention those hard drives, and I believe that if those hard drives went missing or something came up with those hard drives, whatever, it would have been under James Comey's purview. So that's something to think about. Just saying. Let me pause for a second. Now let me just go. Well, pause. Let me add to that comment that I just made that James Comey, he was not subpoenaed in regards to the missing hard drives in regards to Epstein or whatever. He was subpoenaed in regards to a grand conspiracy against Donald Trump. And pretty much the Trump administration's grand conspiracy theory posits that Democratic officials bent the rules, broke the law, and lied under oath to investigate, prosecute, and otherwise undermine Trump from his election in 2016 through his federal indictments in 2023. The Comey subpoena issued last week relates to his alleged role in drafting of a January 2017 intelligence community assessment concerning Russia's election interference that favored Trump. The assessment referenced the now widely discredited Steele dossier, whose inclusion ran counter to the fundamental tradecraft principles and ultimately undermined the credibility of a key judgment, according to a tradecraft review completed in June under Trump's current CIA director, John Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe then referred Comey and former CIA director John Brennan for prosecution. So that's that. It has nothing to do with the hard drives that were mentioned in regards to Darren Indyke. So I think I want to move on to Mr. Joshua and his prophecy. St. Paul's one of the second, just to get my thoughts together in regards to that, because I don't have the lore in regards to that, but I'm just going to try to just paraphrase and yeah, give my opinion. So let me pause. Okay, I also need to add that I still don't know how Epstein got his money. I mean, yes, people gave him money and etc. I'm like I want those kind of friends, you know. I want those kind of to give me $50 million, $25 million here, $5 million there, $5 million here, $3 million there. I'm like, look, I just need one donation, one. If you got $25 million to spare, okay, make it happen. What kind of friends that man have? Like I'm not gonna allege anything. I'm just like, I need your kind of friends, okay? Hopefully it's legal, but I mean, at this point, my life, look at how shitty my life is. No, I got. Let me just go off the cuff a little bit. I have freaking white airplanes going across my house, and I mean they're flying low. And it has to be like the dog with FBI. I'm like, look, my life is so shitty. I'm not gonna say I wish, but ever since I predicted Charlie Kirk's assassination, it's like I've been having like weird stuff happen or whatever with my phones and airplanes flying low and etc. I do want to say this though. The only person who seems like they're more psychic than me is James Comey. Just saying, like he posted a picture of some seashells and spelled out the numbers 8647. And later on, like a month before Charlie Kirk was assassinated, he did make some kind of reference in regards to Taylor Swift's Orange Color album. And like weeks later, oh wait, let's not forget that well, no, it happened after. Anyway, James Comey, he referenced Taylor Swift's Orange Color album, and then the orange color iPhone came out, and I mean they didn't release a black iPhone, which I think is the most popular color iPhone, but they released the orange color iPhone in 2025, right before Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and yeah, it seems like he knew something, in my opinion, or allegedly. Anyway, if you want to come after me. I'm just more than a broke dog, a broke black guy who studied astrology to try to beat the lottery. And what I learned is that things are fated. What is meant for you is meant for you, and what is not is not. And apparently, a lottery is not in the cards for me. Well, winning the lottery is not inside the cards for me. But being able to predict certain situations is, if that even sounds logical. Anyway, I guess I'm going back to Mr. Joshua's prophecy. Never in my life did I think that I would be studying astrology or making videos or doing any of this shit. This is my worst nightmare coming life. So if you want to arrest me, FBI, I'm not even saying like just do it. I'm like, I understand that my life is shitty now, and it can always get shittier. But I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Imagine being inside the news. He was so good at astrology that the FBI had to step and lock his ass up. Anyway, is he crazy or is he not? Is he a psychotic terrorist or is he just broke and desperate? Broken desperate, right here. Anyway, Mr. Joshua in his prophecy. Let me pause for a second to get my thoughts together. And yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try to just blow through this. To get this video over with. So if you don't know, Mr. Joshua, he's Mr. Joshua, he's a man who said all the way back, I believe in June 2025, or maybe even earlier than that, that the rapture was going to happen on September the 24th or the 23rd or the 24th, 2025, and he said you get ready. So pause. Okay, so you do know that on the 21st of September 2025, that was Charlie Kirk's funeral, and people called that a Nazi rally, and etc. and stuff like that. So Mr. Joshua, he was featured on a YouTube channel called Cent Twins TV, I believe. And the spell is CENT TV. So when the 23rd and the 24th passed, Mr. Joshua came back and he said that because of, I believe, the Julian calendar or whatever, it could be off around like October the 5th or something like that, or October the 8th, 2025. Pause. Okay, so that day came, and apparently via this updated video, he said that he made a post on some channel saying it could be October the 14th or the 15th, I believe, or the 16th or the 17th, one of those days, 2025. Keep in mind that I had a prediction that Bill Clinton, that something extremely shocking was going to happen around that date of October the 11th, because that's when his progressed retrograde Uranus conjoined his natal Uranus. And so around that date, on October 9th, Hillary Clinton, she skipped out of her depositions. On October 11th, 2025, Donald Trump, he was snubbed in regards to getting the Nobel Peace Prize. And on October 14th, which again is one day after Christopher Columbus Day, but not only that is George Floyd's birthday, but not only that is Charlie Kirk's birthday, but not only that, Bill Clinton, he was subpoenaed to testify on that day. And understand those subpoenas, they were sent out before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. So it was just, everything is lined up for that day. And let me not forget that on November the 5th or November 6th or November 8th, that's when a black man, his name is Danny Williams / Clinton, who claims to be Bill Clinton's black biological love child. He released a book called The Forgotten Son. Understand, in looking at the astrology, these progressions, they can be felt, especially these slow moving planets, these huge, these large moving planets. The effects of them can be felt for months. And so again, that planetary alignment where Bill Clinton has progressed retrograde Uranus, it conjoined his natal Uranus on October 11th, 2025. And the boy who claims to be Bill Clinton's black biological son, he released a book like on a month later. But also keep in mind that Bill Clinton, his progressive Uranus, it began to retrograde on December the 5th, 1985. That's when it began to retrograde inside of his chart. And Danny Williams / Clinton was born on December the 7th, 1985. And the additional astrology was shown inside of Bill Clinton's chart in 1985 that proves to me, personally, and gives me a strong opinion that Danny Williams / Clinton is Bill Clinton's biological son. See, on November the 10th, November the 10th, 1985. Let me pause a second to make sure I got my date. I got my dates right. Let me pause. Okay, so on November 10th, 1985, for Bill Clinton, his progressed Saturn made a sextile to his natal Mars. And I believe his progressed Saturn, it sits inside of his 10th house, right? And so his natal Mars is inside of his first house. So that means something happened that should have blocked him and caused him anger. Infuriating anger. So on November the 11th, 1985, for Bill Clinton, his progressed Mars made a square to his natal Saturn. And so that should have again been an infuriating block. Understand that his Bill Clinton, his progressed and his natal Mars are inside of the first house. And his progressed and natal Saturn is in his 10th house. And the first house deals with your image and who you are. Your 10th house deals with your status. And then additionally, I want to repeat myself, but on December the 5th, 1985, that's when for Bill Clinton, his progressed Uranus began to retrograde. And on December the 7th, 1985, that's when Danny Williams Clinton was born. And so keep in mind that Bill Clinton, he resided in a place called Little Rock, Arkansas, I believe. around this time. And so Little Rock, Arkansas has a history of being racist. Arkansas was one of the states that seceded from the Union. But not only that, 28 years before Danny Williams Clinton was born, and keep in mind, I forgot to say this in my last video, 28 years is a Saturn return. It's a cycle in regards to the planets in Saturn. Saturn takes 28 years to do a full orbit in regards to a person's natal chart or an event's natal chart, because I'm thinking about the Little Rock Nine and how there were 9 students that were trying to go to school, and the governor at the time, which was not Bill Clinton at the time, but there was these 9 students, these 9 black students that were trying to go to school, and there was a lot of racial discrimination that people kept putting against these 9 black students. And so the governor, he tried to refuse them to go to the Little Rock school in Arkansas. And so the President D. Eisenhower, he had to invoke the Insurrection Act to allow these 9 black students to go to school in Little Rock, Arkansas, and further their education inside the future as well. So let it have came out that for Bill Clinton to have had a black love child, but also have been the governor of that state. I mean, that would have been like a infuriating emotional block, looking at his image and his status of what he was at the time in regards to Arkansas, which at one point was an extremely racist state. So, like I said, that's why it proves to me that Danny Williams Tyson Clinton is Bill Clinton's black biological love child. Looking at the astrology. Not only that, there's further proof. It's been 40 over. Let me pause a second to get the exact number. Let me pause. So it has been 41 years since Danny Williams Clinton was born. And like I said, all the way back on October the 11th, right? 2025. That's when for Bill Clinton, his progressed retrograde Uranus conjoined his natal Uranus. And like I said, it began to retrograde all the way back on December the 5th, 2 days before Danny Williams Clinton was born. What's so significant about that is that that conjunction that happened is taking 41 years, but it conjoined exactly when it conjoined during Donald Trump's presidency. But not only that, it conjoined during a period of time where Bill Clinton is going through the same astrology as the Monica Lewinsky scandal. The exact same, very, very similar, or the exact same astrology as the Monica Lewinsky scandal. Let me pause a second. So you have to think, like, why now of all the times to have this huge this progression is a very, very rare progression. Some people never even have this happen in a chart, but Bill Clinton is having it. All the while, Hillary Clinton, she's going through a similar astrology where her progressed retrograde Saturn, it conjoined her natal Saturn all the way back, I believe, on March the 10th, 2025. So they're going through very, very bad astrology throughout the same year. I need to mention that for Donald Trump, not Donald Trump, I do need to mention that on the exact day of Bill Clinton, where his progressed retrograde Uranus conjoined his natal Uranus, Donald Trump, he was snubbed in regards to the to getting the Nobel Peace Prize. And so the person who the Nobel Peace Prize went to was Maria Corina Machado. And she was given the Nobel Peace Prize in regards to her work in regards to Venezuela and fighting for, I believe, democracy in Venezuela. And keep in mind, I believe Donald Trump, he basically solved her issue too by basically going in and capturing Maduro and bringing him to the United States to be prosecuted. Crazy. Anyway, so I'm missing one more thing. So let me pause a second. Okay, what I think I was trying to say was that, okay, that's that, but still looking at Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton is going through similar well, actually worse astrology, and you can say, than O.J. Simpson. I mean, it's similar. It's similar because I've never seen someone's progressed Uranus conjoin their natal Uranus. See, all the way back in 1995, when the O.J. Simpson trial happened, for O.J. Simpson, his progressed Uranus, it made a square to his natal moon, and that should have been an extremely shocking emotional event for O.J. Simpson. And you know, around this time, some stuff went down, and it's reported that he may have allegedly killed his wife and her possible lover or whatever. But then again, maybe a mysterious figure broke inside that house and did it. Anyway, so you know that they called the O.J. Simpson trial the trial of the century. So with Bill Clinton going through similar astrology. Anyway, so that's what I was trying to get to. I think I also need to check when Hillary Clinton, when her progressed Saturn began to retrograde. So I need to check that out real quick. So let me pause a second. Okay, so crazy enough, it seems like for Hillary Clinton, her progressed Saturn began to retrograde on April the 7th or 8th, 1986. So that's one months after Danny Williams / Clinton was born. December, January, February, March, April. So 5 months after Danny Williams / Clinton was born, that's when Hillary Clinton's her progressed Saturn began to retrograde. Weird. Anyway, let me pause for a second. Okay, so I need to get back to Mr. Joshua. I'm sorry. That's the astrologers going inside of their charts. So Bill and Hillary Clinton's charts. Anyway, so that's what I was thinking about when Mr. Joshua, he mentioned the date of October the 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. I thought about Bill Clinton and his progressed retrograde Uranus conjoining his natal Uranus. And so Mr. Joshua, he gave a new date. I believe he said it's going to be on April the 5th, 2026. Regardless, he said that there would not be a World Cup in the year 2026. And the astrology, it's showing that a lot of crazy stuff's about to go down. Especially around my birthday, April 26th. That's when transit Uranus changes signs and goes into Gemini. See, 6 days before that event of transit Uranus entering Gemini, transit Mercury in the sky would conjoin transit Mars in the sky again. And like I said, it deals with huge revelations in regards to Epstein. And Prince Andrew, Virginia Frey, and internet outages. And that happens on April the 20th, 2026. So for Mr. Joshua to say that the rapture is going to happen or something's going to happen on the 5th of April, I believe that he's going to eat those words. But then looking at the astrology, but whatever, he does his thing, and I don't even really know too much about the guy. It's just that he was put on my radar when he mentioned the dates of the 23rd and the 24th of September, and you know that Charlie Kirk, he was assassinated on the 10th of September, but his funeral was on the 21st of September 2025. And keep in mind that you could say that Charlie Kirk was a preacher. But not only that, his ascendant, I mean not his ascendant, my ascendant is conjunct the fixed star Spica. Charlie Kirk's natal sun is conjunct the fixed star Spica. And it means like the bright one, the smart one, and whatever. I don't consider myself smart, but whatever. I'm broke. You want to fix that, Jesus, God, universe? I need to find like a Quran that's like that, and like one of you guys want to fix my money problems. FBI, you're offering since you're flying your little planes around my house. Anyway, so I think Mr. Joshua, he said that Israel, or I have to believe Israel. He said that it's going to happen before the rapture is going to happen before the end of Israel's 77th birthday or whatever. He said that I think he also said that if it hasn't happened by May the 15th, 2026 that his prophecy has failed. But he said it should happen around like April the 5th or 4th, something like that. Anyway, a lot of crazy astrology is going to happen around this time. So anyway. But you can go check out his prophecy on, again, it's a YouTube channel called Cent Twins TV, CENTTWINZ TV, and just look up Mr. Joshua or Rapture happening on the 23rd or the 24th of September. So I think so far he has him and the Cent Twins have made roughly about, I believe, like 5 videos total, I believe, so far. Anyway, so I guess look out for the date of April the 5th, 2026, and May the 15th, 2026 for the Rapture. It's funny. My quote is almost like the Rapture, and even the cards the tarot cards that I pulled, it's almost like the Rapture. And weirdly enough, you got this man. He claims to be a prophet. I said that it's judgment for the Democratic Party, and really the United States too, because it's like looking at everything that's going on, and then it's the tower for the Clintons, because the king, the throne and the kingship that they thought they had, their time is up. Looking at the astrology, they're going through the same astrology as the Monica Lewinsky scandal. Let me see here. Let me see if that's everything, because I'm like, yeah. Let me pause for a second. Up I hear a plane now that's flying across the sky. It is 7:53 p.m. and I still got planes going across my doggone house. And it's flying low too. Let me pause. It is flying literally right over my house. Right over my house. I mean, if you're gonna lock me up, just go ahead and do it. I'm like, I can only imagine. I did make a joke in regards to Cash Till a while back. I think it was around like September, right before the government shut down, where I had a prediction in regards to not Donald Trump Jr., but Barron Trump. He had a progression as Mars, and I said this being that Bill Clinton had another progression around the same time, and Barron Trump had a progression around the same time. I said that maybe something could happen or whatever, and it's like nothing happened on that day that I could see. And then it's like Cash Patel. He apparently somebody had made a parody account for him, and like he was like nothing has happened. And the only thing that's happened so far is Kia Trump or whatever, and her doing whatever she was doing at the time. And I'm like, I was like, I can't see everything. All I know is that this is the astrology, and that's really the truth. All I can really do is just give you the astrology, and whatever happens just happens. It was like, no, that nothing, and he kept going on with like, nothing happened. I'm like, I've been studying this shit for doggone 9 years, mind you, and it's like, it's not because I want to, mind you, it's like I had to survive. This is like my whole life went to shit. It went to shit. And so I'm just like, and he just kept on like, and I'm like, I feel like he was picking with me. I'm like, look. And so I basically just, I said a lot of fucked up stuff to him. And so see, I guess he doesn't, well, maybe they haven't investigated me enough, but I am the ultimate troll. I am the ultimate troll. What I used to do on Astral Seek. You see this right here? I think one of the users, they saw me drinking in one of my videos. And they was like, why are you drinking again? Don't drink. Because, see, the weed calmed me down. The hemp calmed me down. The vape, the hemp, the marijuana vape calmed me down. Because I used to troll the fuck out of people. And so, this dude, he was like, saying, like, why aren't you using the vape anymore? I was like, well, it's banned inside of Alabama. Because what I would do, I would just go off on tangents and just pretty much just cuss everybody out. Because I wanted to get banned from Astral Seek. I never wanted to be an astrologer in my entire fucking life. Never imagined it. It never crossed my mind. But I had a friend. I have a friend that's in the spiritual community. And he was like, you're going to do something in regards to spirituality. I'm like, not this one. Not me. I want to be probably just working at a cell phone company or whatever. And then everything that could go wrong inside of my profession went wrong. And then I tried to step and just work at a temp agency. Shit started to go crazy there too. I was forced to be on unemployment, and then just trying to figure out how to just get by every day. So the FBI is watching and trying to figure out what the hell is going on with me, and why they see me at the house most of the time, if not all the time. It's because this is probably the only thing that I can do and be sane. Because every time I try to do something else, something always happens to fuck me up. Anyway, I'm going off on a complete tangent. Maybe because I'm just drinking a little bit. Anyway, I forgot what my point was. What I was trying to say. I think I was done because I've already expressed everything in regards to the depositions. I've expressed as much as I could in regards to Mr. Joshua, because that's what this video is about, the depositions and Mr. Joshua and his prophecy or whatever, and me trying to line it up with the astrology or whatever. Anyway, yeah, but I guess the plane caught me off guard when it was just going back and forth over my damn house, and I'm like, oh, the FBI is gonna try to lock my ass up. I mean, you know what? Whatever. Take me to what do they call it? What do they call it? Do I have those here still? Yeah. I mean, maybe Cashier's gonna take me to Pound Town. While I'm just eating bologna sandwiches without any cheese and mustard and ketchup, just bread and bologna for the rest of my life. I mean, you know what? Whatever. I can imagine worse shit. And I'm not saying it can't get worse. I'm just saying that I can imagine worse shit. Whatever. Because everybody did Charlie Kirk's assassination and whatever. You know, but you still haven't locked up James Comey yet. I don't think that anybody ever locked up Gene Dixon. So anyway, I'm just rambling because I'm like, whatever. Nobody's gonna probably watch this shit anyway, except for maybe the FBI. Just like, what is this crazy person doing now? Anyway, I think that's gonna be pretty much it for me. I'm trying to see, is there anything else? Hopefully I look good while I'm crazy. Anyway, while I'm acting crazy or being crazy or whatever. I need to add the rest of the astrology. So let me pause for a second to get that, and then I'm gonna move on. So pause. Oh no, I need to add something else. Talking about my craziness. Okay, so I have this I made this post with this meme in regards to K Michelle and her singing a song called "Judge Me," and it goes like, "What?" There's just one line because I want to say that one line so that in the future there probably won't be any copyright problems, because looking at her astrology combined with mine, it's like that woman might try to sue the balls off me. Hopefully not, but hopefully she runs into a lot of money trying to sell a country album or whatever. And anyway, because I think she's a black woman that's trying to go country. Anyway, so I made this meme or this post about her song called "Judge Me," and see she did a live performance where she was wearing this blue dress that was just flowing. And you know, when you think about a blue dress, you think about Bill Clinton. And the song goes like, "Judge me all you want. I'm only human and I'm perfectly flawed. I know it's easy to point your finger at me, 'cause I say the things that only y'all think. So judge me if you need. I bet it was just like me." Yeah. So there's this Epstein related painting where Bill Clinton, he's sitting on his chair in a blue dress, thinking about Monica Lewinsky and her blue dress. And I'm like, it's crazy how everything lines up with K Michelle's song and her wearing that blue dress while she's singing this song, and Bill Clinton. And so just last week or whatever, something just told me to look at her astrology and compare our charts. I was like, I should have thought about that, but I should have did it before. But anyway, so I look at her chart. This woman, she has like 3 malefics of hers on my ascendant. And then she has like Anyway, the point, because people don't understand astrology. Something could happen where this whole channel could just blow up, and then her song becomes extremely famous in regards to the Bill Clinton dress picture. Looking at her astrology and my astrology and Donald Trump's astrology. And I'm just like, she's going, and the astrology shows that she's going to be probably pissed about something. And so the reason why I don't care that much more anymore, the reason why I'm so exhausted, is because when I saw that astrology inside of her chart, my chart, and Donald Trump's chart, I was like, you know what, fuck it. You get tired. You get tired of fucked up bad shit happening. And see, when you have an 8th house moon, which is what I have, and not only that, I have a K2 inside of the 10th house. So with those, and what that means, looking at the astrology, is that my career is going to always have major ups and downs, and even when I go high or up or whatever, it's always going to be some fucked up shit. And so to have, like, one of my favorite artists, K. Michelle, pissed off at me, and you know this girl is crazy. Have you seen her on her on these reality TV shows or whatever? This girl is crazy. I'm crazy too. I'm crazy too. But I'm like, you get tired of being crazy and put inside of that light. If you only seen half my shenanigans that happened on Astro Seek and the shit that I did to try to get banned or to just prove a point, because some of these bitches were crazy on Astro Seek. I'm like, you're pushing the propaganda that is okay for a child to mutilate their genitalia. I'm not talking. I'm talking about like what, a 6-year-old, 12-year-old, and you think I'm just like, I mean, I'm a fucked up person. I would say it. I'm a fucked up person. I haven't done anything fucked up, but I would say some fucked up shit and just destroy your feelings. But I would never push the propaganda that it is okay for a child to mutilate their genitals. I mean, if you can't get a tattoo before age 21, what the hell do you think chopping up your shit or messing up your shit with? Anyway. People hated me on that website. I cussed out so many people. And I mean, anyway, I'm not gonna bring people down into this shit. My point. I had to get to the astrology. I'm ranting right now because I'm like, I'm burnt out. After I saw that the astrology of me, K. Michelle, and Donald Trump and all those stuff, whatever, I'm like, look, another problem. It's never anything good. Every time I think that I can probably do some kind of good or something good or have something good happen, it's always something that's just there just to fuck it up, you know? And to make it even worse, is that K. Michelle turns out that she's a Pisces. She's a Pisces, I believe. And not only that, Cash Tell, he's a Pisces. Dan Bongino, he's a Sagittarius. My point is that these people, if you watch my previous videos or whatever, I've said before that my overall life theme or my dasha has changed. It went from Rahu, Mars to Jupiter dasha. And so understand that K. Michelle, she's ruled by Jupiter. Cash Patel, he's ruled by Jupiter. Dan Bongino, he's ruled by Jupiter. Because if you know astrology, you know astrology. And there's so many other people that are involved. Now Donald Trump, he's ruled by Mercury because he's a Gemini. But anyway, but that means that pretty much Jupiter is very, very important right now for I believe like 2 years or whatever, until 2027 or whatever. And so for me personally. And so I know I sound crazy as shit right now. But what that means is, and Jupiter rules my 6th house, which is my house of open enemies, but also my 3rd house. So it means that I can publish something in regards to what I'm doing now, making videos or communicate something, and it could cause a problem. However, in the end, I may win, but I'm going to have to go through a whole ordeal. And looking at K. Michelle's chart, it's like you can see the whole ordeal. Looking at her chart, my chart, and Donald Trump's chart. If you know astrology, you know astrology, and yeah, you have to be an astrologer to get what I'm trying to say. And so what I'm saying probably just sounds crazy and like fucked up. But anyway, let me get to the progressions. Sorry for rambling. K Michelle, I love you and your music, and everybody else who I made a post about in regards to their music in relation to this whole astrological situation and lineup in relation to the Clintons and the political events in general. So don't sue me, please. I'm broke, and even if I ran into the little money that Donald Trump possibly may give me, which I doubt he will, it's going to be probably fraught with problems, more and more problems. So the astrology and the FBI, if you want to arrest me, just going to get it over with. Like, seriously, I think I just no, it's a car right there. So far as me making this video, a plane has went over my house about like 3 times, 3, and that's just now as me making this video. A white plane went over my house roughly about like 5 times earlier today, and it's not just one; it's like 2. It's like one is flying low and one is flying high. Am I scared? I'm like, no, my life's already shitty. I mean, I know it can always get shittier, but like, if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna do anything, FBI, just do it and get it over with. I'm burnt out. I'm broke, burnt out, and like tired. Anyway, the astrology for the rest of the astrology for up to August 2026. Let me pause a second. Let me say one more thing though. Let me say one more thing because I'm like I forgot about this too. It just pops in my head. Like pretty much. I'm pretty sure the FBI has went over my banking statements and all my purchases and stuff that's on in my Amazon list too, because apparently somebody tried to hack my Amazon account and my Apple account and God knows what else too. But anyway, my SwiftKey typing account, which you use to type on your phone with, apparently a lot of stuff is going on with that too. Anyway, so I bought a lot of prepper item stuff. So these FBI agents are probably like looking at my doggone accounts, my Optics Planets account, my Midway USA accounts, and all those stuff. They're like, this boy he's a terrorist in the making. I'm like, no, I just prep. I've been into prepping for God knows how long. Even when I was in high school, I was buying the latest and greatest flashlight that I can afford. And if I go to Dollar Tree or whatever, back then when things were $1, I would load up on like screwdrivers and et cetera and et cetera. I just prep stuff because I can look at my wish list first of all, and then my actual it's a car. I can look at my actual purchases, and I'm like, these people they probably think I'm just from some kind of damn military enthusiast or something. I'm a prepper. A broke prepper at this point, but still. Because if anybody else is probably watching this, they're probably this voice is crazy because he's going off the rails and crazy. Blame it on the alcohol. But if an FBI agent is watching this, hopefully they'll get it. I always sound crazy as shit, but anyway, because I know what I know what I purchased, and my Amazon account is hacked, and that's not the worst thing that you could probably see. Because my Amazon, if you look at my Amazon account, it will look like I'm some kind of doggone what do you call it? Not a terror cell, maybe a terror cell. I don't know. Like. He bought some boots. He bought a rifle bag. He bought a scope. I'm like, I prep. He bought an angle grinder. Whose house is he gonna break in? Let me pause a second. I don't know. I stopped it by now. I was talking about my Amazon list and all those stuff, whatever. I know the FBI pulled my dog on my wish list and my my previous purchases or whatever. They're like, this guy's a sleeper cell or something. No wife, no kids, no hobbies, nothing. Just stays in the house. Anyway, yeah, my yeah. This is what happens when you get me too. And you're already a prepper from the beginning. You look crazy as shit. And you add astrology on top of it too. It's like you look crazier. And not to mention the fact that I predicted Charlie Kirk's death. So that's funny. I can imagine people trying to investigate me. That's funny. Anyway, that's enough. Let me go ahead and get to the remaining astrology for the rest of until August. So let's see here. So currently today is March 25th, 2026. So on April the 8th, 2026, for Hillary Clinton, her progressive moon will conjoin her natal midheaven, and that could deal with some event in regards to her status or her image, career. The next date is for Donald Trump, which is the date I missed in regards to posting, but I'm gonna probably post this date on March the 30th, sometime in a few days in regards to March. But anyway, on April the 15th, 2026, for Donald Trump, his progressive moon will make an aspect to his Mars, and that could deal with an angering, violent event that could happen on that will probably push him to do something erratic. Because days later, on April the 20th, 2026, transit Mercury will conjoin transit Mars in the sky, and that's explosive information in regards to Epstein, Virginia Frey, Prince Andrew, internet outages, and just events in regards to the Epstein situation in general. So let's see here. On April 26, 2026, that's when transit Uranus will enter the sign of Gemini, and this deals with wars in regards to the United States, civil wars, wars in general in regards to the United States. So let's see here. Now on to the big event. On May the 4th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progressive moon will sextile his natal nodes, and the last time this happened was on November the 24th, 1998, and that's 20 days before Bill Clinton's 1998 impeachment. So the next date to look out for is May the 16th, 2026, for Bill Clinton. That's when his progressive Venus will conjoin his progressive Mars. It's a fated angering event for Bill Clinton and his circles. So the next date to look out for is for May the 21st or the 25th, 2026. For Donald Trump, his progressive Venus will conjoin his progressive Jupiter. It's a fated lucky event for him and his circles. So let's see here, moving on. So that means that something bad is going to happen in regards to Bill Clinton in his circles, and something good is going to happen for Donald Trump in his circles. So, okay, so the next day to look out for is for May the 27th, 2026, for Bill Clinton. His progressive Mercury will sextile his natal Mars. It's fated angering news in regards to Bill Clinton. So the next date to look out for is for June the 12th, 2026. That's for Hillary Clinton. That's when her progressive moon will sextile her progressive Jupiter. It's a lucky event for her. The next date, it seems like it's going to be a big event, is going to be on July the 4th, 2026. That's when transit Mars in the sky will conjoin transit Uranus inside the sky. And this could lead to an angering, violent event or a terrorist attack or violent justice in regards to Donald Trump and what he may do in regards to the people who have conspired against him. But see, it could be anything in regards to a terror attack, because you see this stuff that's going on with Iran and Ukraine and etc. It can be anything. Just be careful on July the 4th, 2026. And keep in mind, I think that again, Mr. Joshua, who has a prophecy in regards to the rapture or whatever, he said that there would not be a World Cup. So we'll see. Moving on, so on July the 15th, 2026, for Donald Trump, his progressive Venus will square his natal Venus, and there'll be a focus on his social circles and career. Now, I need to go back a little bit. So Mr. Joshua says that there will not be a World Cup. Do I agree with that or not? Look, that's what he says. Me personally, I'm just saying that be careful around this time, because the Clintons are going through the same astrology as the Monica Lewinsky scandal, with the added zinger at the end around August 9th, 2026. But just be careful around this time. So moving on. So on July the 15th, 2026, for Donald Trump, his progressive Venus will square his natal Venus. And so that's going to be a focus on him and his social circles and his career. So on July the 20th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progressive moon will quincunx his natal moon. And the last time this happened was that was the end of Bill Clinton's 1998/1999 impeachment. That happened on February 9th, 1999. So that should be the end of whatever is going on with the Epstein situation in regards to Bill Clinton. So the next zinger that I was talking about was going to be on August 9th, 2026, for Bill Clinton. And that's when his progressive moon will sextile his progress and his natal Uranus. And it could be a shocking event for Bill Clinton. And like I said, it may be something that deals with Danny Williams / Clinton, or Bill Clinton's a black man who claims to be Bill Clinton's black biological son. there is additional astrology in regards to the midterm elections or whatever. But I will just I will just end it here. I will just end this here. Like pretty much like I said, during the month of August, Donald Trump, it seems like he's gonna have to go into survival mode for some reason. And even further inside the future, he's gonna be inside of survival mode. And also Donald Trump may not be too happy about the midterm elections. Because looking at Bill Clinton's chart, he has a progression of Jupiter on October 1st, 2026. So yeah. But something weird happens around March 2027. And I said in one way it could be an exposing of election fraud, or I'm thinking about it now, the Democrats could retake back over the House or the Senate or whatever, or probably both of them, and they could probably try to impeach Donald Trump, or try to look into him in regards to the Epstein situation, and it comes out to be inside of Donald Trump's favor, because around March the 7th, 2027, that's when for Donald Trump his progressed Jupiter will square his natal Venus, and for Donald Trump his partners, him and his social circles will get lucky. So I say it could be fraud exposed, or he gets exonerated in some way, form, or fashion in regards to probably an impeachment or the Epstein situation. Okay, so that's that for that. So let me pause for a second to see if there's anything else I need to get. Okay, so I don't know what other additional depositions that are going to be coming up in regards to James Comer and his possible subpoenas. I haven't looked that far ahead. But we will see. I will try to update everybody on. Well, I'll try to update whoever cares in regards to what's going on, because in regards to this YouTube channel, I know that I don't have those many followers right now. I have like 40, 42 followers or whatever, and they don't usually watch my videos. But I'm just trying to keep a record of things so I can say that I said this is going to happen on this date, and there you go. It's for basically my benefit. It's not for um what is it, clout or whatever. What it is for future clout, but for now it's like I'm just trying to have some kind of foundation to say that I said this on this date, and guess what, it happened. So anyway, um, I apologize for rambling earlier, because like after seeing K Michelle's chart and my chart and Donald Trump's chart or whatever, I'm like, look, after I made that post in regards to her song called "Judge Me" in relation to the that Epstein picture of the Epstein that picture of Bill Clinton in his blue dress making a pointing notion. It's like it would be crazy if my channel blew up, and then that song blew up in regards to K Michelle. And like, yeah, she's just pissed off because she probably doesn't like Donald Trump, even though I think she's trying to get into country music or whatever. But also, it'd be crazy if Donald Trump had the foresight to buy that music video in regards to K Michelle in that blue dress, because I think there was some drama that went down in regards to that blue dress video and her singing that song. So it'd be crazy if Donald Trump actually owned, because right now it's nobody cares about it. Nobody cares about the song. Nobody cares about that um that video. So imagine Donald Trump paying pennies on a dollar for that song, and then when all this Epstein stuff comes out or whatever, he's like, well, that was a wise investment. It's gonna make me millions of dollars. anyway, so I guess I'm gonna call it quits. Bye for now.